Let me tell you a story about Hiro, one of my students from Japan. He had been working at a global company in Tokyo for over a year. Hardworking, professional, quiet. He knew English well enough to write emails and join meetings. But when it came to small talk, real conversation, making friends, he froze. Every day, he told me, I eat lunch alone. My colleagues chat, laugh, make plans. I just sit there. I never know what to say. He didn't want to stay invisible. He wanted to connect, to laugh with coworkers, to be invited in. But he didn't know how. Not just what to say, but how to say it. When to speak, when to listen. How to sound natural without overthinking. So he started learning. Every day he practiced, not just grammar, not just vocabulary, but real-life phrases, the kind people actually use in conversations. He learned secrets no textbook ever taught him. He fixed little habits that had been pushing people away. And something changed. Now people come to me, he said one day, smiling. They say I'm easy to talk to. I've even been invited on weekend trips. Maybe you felt invisible too, like you're always on the outside looking in. But just like Hiro, that can change. That's the power of connection. Now listen, maybe you're feeling like Hiro once did. Let's be honest, making friends as an adult is hard. And making friends in English, even harder. You start to worry. What if I say the wrong thing? What if they laugh at my English? Do they even want to talk to me? And slowly, you start believing it's impossible. That native speakers already have enough friends, that you don't belong, that maybe you're just too quiet. But here's the truth. English speakers all over the world love meeting people from different cultures. They're curious. They want to hear your story. They want connection, just like you. And guess what? They're often just as nervous to start a conversation as you are. After today's lesson, things will feel different. Hello, English learners. Welcome to Speak English with Leo, and I'm Laura, your host today. Today, you're about to learn 90 real-life English phrases that will help you start conversations, keep them going, and build real friendships, naturally and confidently. We'll talk about secrets most learners never learn. We'll fix the most common mistakes and how to avoid them. And most importantly, you'll practice speaking with me. Not just listening, not just watching, speaking, shadowing, becoming confident. Stay with me until the end, because that's where the real transformation happens. You'll have full shadowing drills and speaking practice, step by step. And who knows, your next English-speaking friend could be just one sentence away. They're out there, waiting to meet someone just like you. So let's make it happen. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Section 1. Starting conversations. Let's be honest. For most people, starting a conversation is the hardest part. You want to connect, but you hesitate. You're not sure what to say or how to say it. So the moment passes again. But here's a little trick I use all the time, and it works like magic. Just notice something small about the person, something they're holding, wearing, or using, and make a kind comment or ask a casual question about it. It's simple, it's natural, and it shows genuine interest. Let me show you how it works. You see someone holding a really colorful drink. It looks refreshing. You smile and ask, That drink looks amazing. What did you order? Let's say it again. That drink looks amazing. What did you order? If you want to sound more natural, blend did you into did ya. It's not wrong to say every word clearly, but in real conversation, casual speech flows smoother. Let's repeat one more time. That drink looks amazing. What did you order? You're at a cafe. Someone nearby is flipping through a book with a bright, artistic cover. It catches your eye. You lean slightly and say, "That's such a cool book. What's it about?" Let's try that again. That's such a cool book. What's it about? This phrase starts with, "That's such a," and that little word, such, adds extra feeling. It's stronger than just saying, "That's a cool book." You're saying, "Wow, that book really stands out." It adds warmth and a touch of excitement to your compliment. A moment like that might feel small, but it could spark a real conversation. You're waiting in line at a boutique or browsing in a bookstore. A woman nearby is carrying a beautiful handbag, maybe colorful, maybe handmade. You smile and say, "I couldn't help but notice your bag. It's so unique." Say it again with me. I couldn't help but notice your bag. It's so unique. When we say I couldn't help but notice, it means something really caught our attention. In a good way. It's a softer, friendlier version of I saw that. And here, notice means you didn't just see the bag, you appreciated it. You were present. Little compliments like this make people feel seen. And that's how conversations begin. Let's repeat it one more time. I couldn't help but notice your bag. It's so unique. Someone walks by in a great-looking jacket, modern, clean style. You give a small smile and say, "Love your jacket. Mind if I ask where it's from?" Say it again. Love your jacket. Mind if I ask where it's from? Notice how casual it feels. No pressure. You're just giving a compliment and starting light. You're at a food court or market. You glance over. Someone's food looks seriously good. You ask, "That food looks really good. What did you get?" Say it again. That food looks really good. What did you get? This feels honest, spontaneous. Just be sure your tone is light. Friendly curiosity. You're standing in line at a coffee shop when you notice the person in front of you has a little cat peeking out of their backpack. Ears up, eyes curious. You smile and say, "Your cat is adorable. What's their name?" Let's say that again. Your cat is adorable. What's their name? Wait, their name? But it's just one cat, right? Yes, but in real English, when we don't know if the pet is male or female, we often say their instead of guessing his or her. It's a friendly, respectful way to speak and totally normal in everyday conversation. Pets are instant conversation starters, especially when they surprise you in the best way. And cat lovers, they usually love to talk. You're standing at the counter in your neighborhood cafe, waiting for your drink. Someone's beside you, also alone. You smile and ask, "Do you come here often?" Say it again. Do you come here often? This is a simple question, but don't worry. It doesn't have to sound like a movie line. Just keep your tone casual and friendly, like you're curious. It shows you're interested without pushing too hard. And if they say yes, great. Now you can follow up with, "What do you usually get?" or "Any favorites on the menu?" You're in a co-working space or at a weekly class. You turn to someone nearby and ask, "Do you usually come to this place?" Let's say it again. Do you usually come to this place? It's relaxed, non-invasive, and it opens the door to, "Oh, I've been coming for months," or "Nope, first time." It's a beautiful day. You and someone else are both just enjoying it. You glance over and say, "The weather's perfect today, isn't it?" Say it again with me. The weather's perfect today, isn't it? That tiny tag, "isn't it?" invites the other person in. You're not just making a comment. You're inviting agreement. You spot an empty seat near someone. Before sitting down, you ask, "Mind if I sit here?" Or "Is someone joining you?" Let's try that again. "Mind if I sit here?" Or "Is someone joining you?" Quick tip, always give people the chance to say no. It makes you come across as respectful, not pushy. You're carrying your coffee, looking for a place to sit. You gently ask, "Is this seat taken or can I join you?" Say it again. "Is this seat taken or can I join you?" This feels classic and kind. People usually appreciate your directness when it comes with a smile. You're chatting with someone in a new city, maybe while waiting for coffee. You say, "I just moved here. Any local spots you recommend?" Or, "I'm kind of new here. What's something only locals know?" People love sharing what they know. Let's say that again. "I just moved here. Any local spots you recommend?" "I'm kind of new here. What's something only locals know?" You're browsing the travel section at a bookstore. Someone else is too. You nudge the moment forward, planning a trip or just daydreaming like me. Say it again. Planning a trip or just daydreaming like me? A little self-humor goes a long way. It lowers the wall and makes you instantly relatable. You're rolling out your yoga mat. Someone's beside you. You offer a friendly nod and say, "Hey, I'm Karina. First time here?" Let's say it again. "Hey, I'm Karina. First time here?" That mix of intro, question, always a win. It invites a smile and maybe a new friend. So, what did we just practice? You learned how to start conversations naturally, without forcing it, without overthinking. We use some simple but powerful tricks. Noticing something small, a drink, a book, a bag, a little compliment, a light question, and suddenly 2 strangers aren't strangers anymore. It's amazing how far a kind sentence can go. And hey, if you've been repeating each phrase with me, I'm proud of you. You're not just watching English, you're speaking it. That's how real confidence builds. Now, just a quick thought before we move on. When you start a conversation, think of it like knocking gently on someone's door, not kicking it open. There's no need to rush, impress, or sound perfect. If your tone is kind, if your energy is open, people will feel it, and they'll want to talk to you. So no pressure, just presence. Now that you've learned how to break the ice, let's go one step deeper. In the next section, we'll explore how to introduce yourself in ways that feel real, memorable, and open the door to a longer conversation. Get ready to build stronger first impressions and speak with more confidence. Let's keep going. Section 2. Introducing yourself. So the ice is broken. You've said hi. Maybe you complimented their cat, or their jacket, or their drink. Now what? This is where most learners freeze again. You've started the conversation, but you're afraid to talk about yourself. You don't want to sound boring. You don't want to mess up your grammar. You don't want to overshare. But here's the truth. People remember how you make them feel. And a warm, honest introduction, it makes people feel safe and interested in you. Let me show you how to do that with natural, real-life English. You've just started chatting with someone. The conversation is friendly, but new. You say, "I'm Laura, by the way. What's your name?" Say it again with me. "I'm Laura, by the way. What's your name?" Simple but powerful. Names create connection. And by the way, keeps the tone light and easy. Like you just remembered to introduce yourself. You've been to a few events, but haven't really talked to anyone until now. You smile and say, "Nice to finally meet someone here." Let's say it again. Nice to finally meet someone here. This adds warmth. It gently says, "I felt a little alone too. Glad we're talking now." Someone asks where you're from. Instead of a one-word answer, you share just a little more. "I'm originally from Argentina, but I've been living here for a few months." Say it again. "I'm originally from Argentina, but I've been living here for a few months." Add a bit of backstory. People connect more when you offer a little context. The conversation turns to work or studies. You go first. "I work in marketing. What about you?" Say it again. "I work in marketing. What about you?" If you're a student, try, "I study design." Not working right now? Try, "I just wrapped up a project." Honesty always sounds the most natural. You're still new in town. It comes up naturally, so you share. "I just moved here last month, actually." Let's say that again. "I just moved here last month, actually." That little "actually" softens the sentence. It sounds real, not rehearsed. You follow up, casually asking for help or advice. "Still figuring out the area? Got any tips?" Say it again. "Still figuring out the area. Got any tips?" This kind of question is gold. You're not just asking, you're inviting them to be helpful. You're introducing yourself and want to make things feel personal. You say, "My name's Mike, but everyone just calls me Mikey." Let's try that again. "My name's Mike, but everyone just calls me Mikey." If you have a nickname or preferred name, use it. It makes things instantly friendly. You're curious about the person you're talking to. Gently you ask, "What brings you here, if you don't mind me asking?" Say it again. "What brings you here, if you don't mind me asking?" This shifts the focus. Now it's about them. It's a respectful way to show interest. You've been chatting for a few minutes. The question comes up. "How's it going?" You answer honestly. "I'm still settling in, to be honest." Say it again. "I'm still settling in, to be honest." That phrase, "to be honest," makes it sound real. People appreciate openness more than perfection. Someone asks why you moved. You're not ready to get too deep, so you say, "I just needed a change, you know?" Let's say it again. "I just needed a change, you know?" It's short, true, and relatable. Sometimes change is the only explanation you need. They ask how things are going in your new role or city. You want to sound honest, but positive. "It's been a learning curve, but I'm getting there." Say it again. "It's been a learning curve, but I'm getting there." That phrase, "a learning curve," shows growth without pretending everything's perfect. You introduce yourself again. Maybe this time, you give a helpful hint. "Most people call me Danny. It's easier." Let's try that again. "Most people call me Danny. It's easier." If you have a name that's new to English speakers, that's okay. But if you prefer a shorter version, this is a friendly way to offer it. Someone asks how things are going. You pause, smile, and say, "I've met a few people, but still getting used to things." Say it again. "I've met a few people, but still getting used to things." You're not pretending everything is easy. You're just being human. And that's how real friendships begin. So now you've learned how to do something many people avoid. You introduced yourself clearly, confidently, and like a real person. You didn't try to sound impressive. You didn't memorize a script. You shared who you are, where you're from, what you're figuring out. You spoke in a way that lets people see you. And that's powerful. So if you practiced out loud with me, even just a few lines, that's a big win. Be proud of that. You're not only improving your English, you're building real-world communication skills, the kind that change lives. Now, let's take it further. Section 3. Keeping conversations going. Let's be honest, starting a conversation is hard, but keeping it going? That's a whole new challenge. Even in your native language, you sometimes freeze. You nod, you smile, you say, "That's cool," and then silence. And in English, it can feel 10 times harder. You start thinking, what do I say next? Am I being awkward? How do I sound more natural and less like I'm interviewing them? The truth is, conversation is a skill. And like any skill, it takes practice, especially speaking practice. Here's what I tell my students. Talk to yourself in the mirror. It may sound silly, but it works. Imagine a scene. Practice a line. Notice your tone. Try again. That's how you train your mouth, not just your mind. In this next section, I'll give you some powerful mini phrases and questions that keep the flow going, even when your brain wants to shut down. Let's dive in. You're talking to someone new, and they just mentioned they make handmade jewelry. You want to show interest without overdoing it. Wow, that's really interesting. Say it with me. Wow, that's really interesting. They tell you they used to live in a remote mountain village. That surprises you, in a good way. No way, tell me more. Let's try that again. No way, tell me more. A friend tells you they've been doing yoga every day. You're curious. How long have you been doing that? Say it with me. How long have you been doing that? Someone shares that they love photography. You want to know how it all started. What got you into that in the first place? You might be wondering, what does that really mean? Well, when we say, what got you into something, we're asking, what made you start doing it? How did your interest begin? It's a friendly, casual way to ask about someone's journey or backstory. And that last part, in the first place, that just means from the beginning or originally at the very start. So this question isn't about why they do it now. It's about what pulled them in back then. Let's try that again. What got you into that in the first place? They tell you they work with kids who have special needs. It sounds meaningful. That must be so rewarding, right? You might hear native speakers use the word rewarding a lot, especially when talking about meaningful work. But what does it really mean? When something is rewarding, it doesn't mean you get money or a prize. It means it feels good on the inside. It gives you emotional satisfaction. It makes you feel like what you're doing matters. Like teaching, volunteering, raising a child, or helping someone. It can be hard work, but still deeply rewarding. Let's say it again. That must be so rewarding, right? They're describing a hobby you've never tried before, but it sounds exciting. I've never tried that, but it sounds fun. Let's say that again. I've never tried that, but it sounds fun. Someone shares they're working, studying, and taking care of family at the same time. You want to show respect. That sounds like a lot of work. How do you manage it? Say it with me. That sounds like a lot of work. How do you manage it? You're listening to someone talk about their creative project. They clearly love it. Sounds like something you're really passionate about. Let's try that again. Sounds like something you're really passionate about. They talk about their startup or small business. You can see how much they enjoy it. You seem like someone who really enjoys what they do. Say it with me. You seem like someone who really enjoys what they do. You meet someone who's been doing the same work for over 10 years. You want to know if it still excites them. Do you still enjoy it as much as when you started? This is a nice way to ask if someone's passion or energy has changed over time. You're not just asking about now. You're asking about the whole journey. Let's try that again. Do you still enjoy it as much as when you started? They recently moved to your city, just like you. You ask, what's been your favorite part so far? Let's pause on that last part, so far. This phrase means from the beginning until now, up to this point in time. So when you ask, what's been your favorite part so far? You're asking, out of everything you've experienced up to now, what have you liked most? It's friendly, reflective, and great for making conversations feel more personal. Let's try that again. What's in your favorite part so far? You find out they're into something totally unexpected, like building model trains. You react with curiosity. That's actually really cool. I wouldn't have guessed that. This one sounds supernatural. But let's break it down. When you say, I wouldn't have guessed that, you're saying, that surprised me. I didn't expect that from you, in a good way. It shows the other person they've shared something unique, or that they don't fit a stereotype, which often feels like a compliment. It's like saying, you do fencing? Wow, I never would have guessed that. Let's say it together. That's actually really cool. I wouldn't have guessed that. They explain something that takes a lot of patience. You couldn't do it yourself, but you admire it. I'd never have the patience for that, but I admire it. Let's look at the first part. I'd never have. That's short for I would never have. It's a common native speaker shortcut. We use it when we talk about something that's not really for us, but we still respect it. So this sentence means that kind of thing isn't for me, but I really admire you for doing it. You're not judging, you're appreciating. Let's try that again. I'd never have the patience for that, but I admire it. They tell you they've loved hiking since they were a kid. You want to hear how long that passion's been with them. Have you always been into that kind of thing? Let's look at the phrase, been into. In English, when you say you're into something, it means you really like it. It's a passion or interest of yours. So when you ask, have you always been into that kind of thing? You're asking, have you liked that for a long time, since you were young? It's an easy, natural way to talk about someone's personality or hobbies. Say it with me. Have you always been into that kind of thing? You're speaking with someone who works with people every day, maybe in teaching or customer service. You guess there are some stories. You must have some crazy stories from that. Say it with me. You must have some crazy stories from that. They describe something fun they do on weekends. Hiking, dancing, painting. You're into it too. That honestly sounds like something I'd totally enjoy. Let's say that again. That honestly sounds like something I'd totally enjoy. They tell you about a powerful first experience, their first time on stage, or their first big trip. You want to know more. What was that like the first time? Say it with me. What was that like the first time? And when you don't know what else to say, but you want to keep listening, this phrase always works. Tell me more. I'm curious now. Let's try that again. Tell me more. I'm curious now. You did it. You kept the conversation alive. You didn't freeze. You didn't panic. You stayed present. You showed curiosity. And with just a few simple phrases, you let the other person know, I'm listening. I care. I want to hear more. None of those are complicated, but when spoken with warmth and interest, they keep the door open and the connection growing. One quick thing to remember. Try not to turn it into a quiz or an interview. No rapid-fire questions. No trying to impress. Sometimes the best thing you can do is listen. Really listen. And if you've been practicing with me so far, saying these lines out loud, trying them in your voice, I'm so proud of you. This is how fluency is built, not just by knowing the words, but by living them. Section 4. Going deeper beyond small talk. Now you're past where are you from and what do you do? You've found a rhythm. You're not just exchanging facts, you're connecting. But how do you go deeper? How do you show that you really care without sounding too intense or too formal? That's what this section is all about. Phrases that create warmth, trust, and real conversation. The kind that makes people feel seen. Ready to take it up a level? Let's dive in. You're talking with someone who just told you about a project they care deeply about. It's not just polite, it's kind to notice that. You clearly care a lot about that. Say it with me. You clearly care a lot about that. They light up while talking about their garden, or their kids, or their art. You reflect it back gently. I can tell that means a lot to you. Let's try that again. I can tell that means a lot to you. They just shared something personal, a struggle or a big challenge they've faced. You don't have to fix it. Just say, that must have been really tough. Say it with me. That must have been really tough. By the way, tough means difficult, emotionally or physically. That must have been really tough shows empathy without judgment. They're telling you about something they worked hard for, maybe years of effort. You want to acknowledge that. You've clearly put a lot of work into this. Let's try that again. You've clearly put a lot of work into this. You learn something impressive about them, like they speak 3 languages. Show appreciation without making it awkward. That's really impressive, honestly. Say it with me. That's really impressive, honestly. Someone just described a decision they made that wasn't easy, but they followed their heart. You respect that. That took courage. Let's say that again. That took courage. That took courage means I admire your bravery. It's short, sincere, and powerful. They're telling you about something difficult they've overcome. You pause and say this. Thanks for sharing that with me. Say it with me. Thanks for sharing that with me. You hear something you don't fully understand, but you want to understand. Show that you're listening, not judging. Can I ask more about that? Let's try that again. Can I ask more about that? They mention something sensitive. maybe about mental health or family, you respond with kindness. I really appreciate you telling me that. Say it with me. I really appreciate you telling me that. Someone describes a struggle you can't personally relate to, but you can acknowledge it. I can't imagine what that was like. Let's say that again. I can't imagine what that was like. This phrase means I haven't experienced that, but I'm listening. It's honest and respectful. You're hearing a story about loss, heartbreak, or frustration. It's okay to admit this. I don't know what to say, but I'm here. Say it with me. I don't know what to say, but I'm here. Someone opens up about their dream, maybe something big. You want to show support. I really hope that works out for you. Let's try that again. I really hope that works out for you. Works out means goes well, turns out successfully. They're passionate about something unusual, like making tiny wooden boats. It's not your thing, but it's definitely theirs. That's such a unique passion. Say it with me. That's such a unique passion. Saying unique makes someone feel special, like their interest is rare and worth noticing. They share a personal belief or a life lesson they've learned. It hits home. That's a beautiful way to look at it. Let's say that again. That's a beautiful way to look at it. You're talking about something important. Identity, purpose, culture. You want them to feel seen. Thank you for helping me understand that better. Say it with me. Thank you for helping me understand that better. You just practiced 15 powerful phrases for showing real interest, not fake curiosity, but real human listening. These sentences don't just build your English fluency, they build trust. Because when people feel heard, they feel safe. And when they feel safe, they open up. When you're ready, we'll move into the next section. Section 5. Expressing emotion and empathy. Let's be honest. Real friendship doesn't happen in one conversation. You don't just meet someone once and suddenly become close. It takes time. It takes conversation. And most of all, it takes emotion. When someone opens up, tells you they're tired, excited, nervous, proud, that's your chance to connect deeper. Not with perfect grammar, but with empathy, with simple words that say, I hear you, I'm with you, I care. In this section, we'll practice phrases that come straight from the heart, the kind that turn small talk into something more meaningful. Let's go there, together. They tell you they're finally getting a break after a long, stressful week. You smile and say, I'm really happy for you. Say it with me. I'm really happy for you. You hear your friend landed the job they've been dreaming of. This moment calls for something more than congrats. You totally deserve it. Let's say that again. You totally deserve it. By the way, deserve means they earned it. It's a powerful way to recognize effort and character. They're sharing good news, and you want to celebrate it with them. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. Say it with me. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. Your friend tells you they finally stood up for themselves. They had a hard conversation, the kind most people avoid. They were nervous, but they did it. You smile and say, that must have taken a lot of courage. Let's try that again. That must have taken a lot of courage. Now let's pause for a second and look at that little word, must have. It's a shortened form of must have. But in natural speech, we almost never say each word clearly. Instead of must have, it becomes must've. Sounds like must've, or even musta in fast conversation. It's used when we're guessing with confidence, like, that must have been hard. You must have been so proud. You're not asking. You're showing understanding and admiration without needing all the details. Let's repeat it one more time, with feeling. That must have taken a lot of courage. They just opened up about something deeply personal, maybe for the first time. Thank you for trusting me with that. Say it with me. Thank you for trusting me with that. This one's powerful. It shows you don't take their openness for granted. Someone's had a tough week, deadlines, drama, burnout. You want to acknowledge it gently. Sounds like you've been through a lot. Let's say that again. Sounds like you've been through a lot. They're venting, and you don't want to fix anything. You just want to show support. That really sucks. I'm so sorry. Say it with me. That really sucks. I'm so sorry. That sups is casual, but empathetic. Use it with people you're comfortable with. They're disappointed about something, and it shows. You keep it simple and kind. That must feel really frustrating. Let's try that again. That must feel really frustrating. Someone just told you about a breakup, a failure, or some bad news. You want to say something soft and real. I wish I knew the right thing to say, but I'm here. Say it with me. I wish I knew the right thing to say, but I'm here. You're with a friend who's hurting, but they're trying to act strong. You remind them gently. You don't have to go through this alone. Let's say that again. You don't have to go through this alone. This phrase says, I see you, I care, walk with you. Someone is stressed about something big tomorrow, an exam, interview, or speech. You offer this kind encouragement. Whatever happens, I believe in you. Say it with me. Whatever happens, I believe in you. They're facing something uncertain. You don't know what the outcome will be, but you want to give them hope. You've got this. Let's say that again. You've got this. I've got this is like saying, you're capable. You'll do great. It's short and uplifting. You're sitting with someone who's grieving. Maybe they just lost a loved one, or they're going through something really hard. There are no perfect words, no clever phrases, but sometimes just giving someone permission to pause is the kindest thing you can do. You look at them and say gently, take all the time you need. Say it with me. Take all the time you need. Let's talk about that phrase for a second. Take all the time you need means you don't have to rush. You don't have to explain. I'm here and I'm not pushing you. The word all here adds extra care. You're not saying take a minute or take a bit. You're saying as long as you need, it's okay. That kind of support, it's quiet, but it speaks volumes. Let's say it again. Take all the time you need. You don't know this person very well. Maybe it's a classmate, a coworker, or someone you just met. But they shared something difficult, a breakup, a sick family member, a hard week. You want to be kind without stepping too far into their personal space. Try this. That sounds really tough. I hope things start to feel a little better soon. Let's say it again. That sounds really tough. I hope things start to feel a little better soon. This one sounds natural, caring, and it gives comfort without being too intense. If you want to say something short but positive, you can also try, I'll be thinking of you, or wishing you some peace this week. They're simple phrases, But when said sincerely, they mean a lot. And finally, when someone shares something raw, something painful, something that makes them feel small or alone, sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is also the simplest. You look at them gently and say, I see you, and I'm with you. Say it with me. I see you, and I'm with you, and I'm with you. Let's talk about that. I see you doesn't mean I'm looking at you. It means I recognize your experience. I understand you're going through something. You're not invisible. You matter. And I'm with you? That's your way of saying you're not alone. I care. It's quiet. It's real. And sometimes it's exactly what someone needs to hear. Let's try that again. I see you, and I'm with you. Beautifully done. You just practice the phrases that connect heart to heart, not just mind to mind. Speaking English fluently isn't just about perfect grammar. It's about sounding like you care and meaning it. Section 6. Ending conversations naturally. Let's take a breath. You've started a conversation. You kept it going. You even went a little deeper. That's amazing. But now comes something most learners forget to practice: how to end a conversation. Politely, confidently, and without feeling awkward. You don't want to just walk away, but you also don't want to stand there thinking, what now? So in this section, we'll look at a few graceful ways to wrap things up while still sounding friendly, open, and kind. Let's get into it. You've been chatting for a while, and things are wrapping up. You want to end the conversation without being abrupt. It was really nice talking to you. Say it with me. It was really nice talking to you. You're heading to another meeting, or maybe just feeling tired. Here's a soft way to excuse yourself. I should probably get going. Let's try that again. I should probably get going. I should probably get going means I need to leave. But gently. It's not rude. It's respectful. You met someone at a networking event. You'd like to stay connected. Say this. Do you want to exchange contact info? Say it with me. Do you want to exchange contact info? You've made a real connection and want to keep in touch, but in a low-pressure way. Let's catch up again soon. Let's say that again. Let's catch up again soon. Catch up equals reconnect and talk again. It's casual, friendly, and open-ended. You're saying goodbye, but they mention something big happening next week. You show you remembered. Good luck with that thing next week. Say it with me. Good luck with that thing next week. You've talked with someone for a while. The vibe's been good. You want to leave it warm and open. Hope the rest of your day goes well. Let's try that again. Hope the rest of your day goes well. Maybe you're at a party or event and want to keep mingling, but kindly. I'm gonna let you chat with other people too. Say it with me. I'm gonna let you chat with other people too. This is a kind way to step away without making it awkward. You're about to go, but you remember something they said earlier. Before I go, I loved what you said about. Let's say that again. Before I go, I loved what you said about. You don't have anything else to say, but you still want to be polite. Well, I won't keep you. Say it with me. Well, I won't keep you. I won't keep you. This means I'll let you go now. It's casual and friendly. You're heading out of the conversation, but still leaving a nice feeling. Really hope we bump into each other again. Let's try that again. Really hope we bump into each other again. Bump into, meet again by chance. It sounds casual, but hopeful. You know how sometimes conversations just start to fade out? Here's a soft landing. Anyway, it was great chatting. Say it with me. Anyway, it was great chatting. Someone helped you out, maybe with directions or just being kind. You close with gratitude. Thanks again for your help. Really appreciate it. Let's say that again. Thanks again for your help. Really appreciate it. It's the end of a workday or class. You say this with a little smile. All right. Time to call it a day. Say it with me. All right. Time to call it a day. Call it a day means I'm done for now. It's casual, especially at the end of something. You're leaving a group conversation and want to wave out kindly. Catch you all later. Let's try that again. Catch you all later. And sometimes you just want to say goodbye in a chill, friendly way, without sounding too formal or too familiar. Take care. Say it with me. Take care. That's it. 15 ways to wrap things up with warmth, grace, and confidence. Remember, the end of a conversation is just as important as the start. Why? Because how you leave people is often how they remember you. You've come a long way. You didn't just learn phrases, you practiced connection. You felt empathy. You spoke from the heart, in English. But let's take it one step further. Because understanding a phrase is one thing. Using it in a real-life moment is another. Let's see how it all comes together in a natural, friendly conversation. Follow along, repeat with me, and speak out loud. This is where all your learning becomes real-life English. Section 7. Real Conversation Practice. Before we jump in, let's imagine the scene together. You're at a cozy cafe on a Saturday morning. There's soft music playing, sunlight coming through the windows. Your coffee's warm in your hands. You see an open seat near someone who seems friendly, and you decide to say something. Now, just listen to how the conversation unfolds. Don't repeat yet. Just let the rhythm, tone, and flow of real English sink in. Listening practice. Listen carefully to this short dialogue between Leo and Emma.
Excuse me, do you mind if I sit here? Everywhere else is full.
Of course, please have a seat.
Thanks. I love your MacBook. That color looks so sleek.
Oh yeah, just got it last week. Super fast and light. Do you work around here?
Actually, I just started a new job in this area. Still getting to know the neighborhood.
Nice. How are you finding it so far?
It's great, but I haven't really met many people yet. I'm still building my network.
Totally get that. I moved here 2 years ago, and it took time to find my people.
Yeah? Any tips for meeting new people around here?
Well, there's a language exchange group that meets on Thursdays. Really friendly crowd.
That sounds great. I've actually been looking for something like that.
I can send you the info if you want. They meet right around the corner.
Perfect. I'm Leo, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Leo. I'm Emma. Want to swap numbers?
Great job listening. Did you catch how relaxed that was? Notice how the tone stays light, questions are natural, and each reply helps keep the conversation going. Now it's your turn to practice shadowing, line by line. We'll go slow so you can focus on rhythm, intonation, and sounding natural. Shadowing practice. Here's how it works. You'll hear each line again. This time, repeat right after the speaker. Ready? Let's begin.
Excuse me, do you mind if I sit here? Everywhere else is full.
Of course, please have a seat.
Thanks. I love your MacBook. That color looks so sleek.
Oh, yeah, just got it last week. Super fast and light. Do you work around here?
Actually, I just started a new job in this area. Still getting to know the neighborhood.
Nice. How are you finding it so far?
It's great, but I haven't really met many people yet. I'm still building my network.
Totally get that. I moved here 2 years ago, and it took time to find my people.
Yeah? Any tips for meeting new people around here?
Well, there's a language exchange group that meets on Thursdays. Really friendly crowd.
That sounds great. I've actually been looking for something like that.
I can send you the info if you want. They meet right around the corner.
Perfect. I'm Leo, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Leo. I'm Emma. Want to swap numbers?
Nice job with the shadowing. You just shadowed a real everyday English conversation. But now, let's take it one step further. You're about to become one of the characters. Ready? Speaking practice. Now it's your turn to act out the scene. We'll do it twice, once as Leo and once as Emma. First, you'll be Leo. You'll hear Emma's lines, and then it's your turn to respond aloud as naturally as you can. Ready? Let's go.
Of course, please have a seat. Oh, yeah, just got it last week. Super fast and light. Do you work around here? Nice. How are you finding it so far? Totally get that. I moved here 2 years ago, and it took time to find my people. Well, there's a language exchange group that meets on Thursdays. Really friendly crowd. I can send you the info if you want. They meet right around the corner. Nice to meet you, Leo. I'm Emma. Want to swap numbers?
Now switch. You're Emma. You'll hear Leo's lines and respond naturally, like you're in that cafe, having that conversation.
Excuse me, do you mind if I sit here? Everywhere else is full. Thanks. I love your MacBook. That color looks so sleek. Actually, I just started a new job in this area. Still getting to know the neighborhood. It's great, but I haven't really met many people yet. I'm still building my network. Yeah? Any tips for meeting new people around here? That sounds great. I've actually been looking for something like that. Perfect. I'm Leo, by the way.
You made it. You just walked through a real-life English conversation with confidence, curiosity, and kindness. Seriously, that's 90 real human sentences, not from a textbook, not robotic, but warm, natural English, the kind people actually use when they connect. One phrase at a time, you built something powerful. These weren't just grammar drills. They were bridges to confidence, to connection, to real conversations in English. Maybe at the beginning you felt unsure, but now You've practiced the exact sentences that help real friendships grow. And here's the best part. Every time you speak like this, with warmth, with presence, you're not just improving your English, you're becoming someone who makes people feel seen, heard, and welcomed. Be proud of that. You're not just learning a language, you're learning how to show up in it fully. If this video helped you, please give it a like, leave a comment, or share it with a friend who's learning too. We read every comment, and we love hearing your stories. And don't forget to subscribe to Speak English with Leo, so you don't miss the next lesson. You're doing amazing. Until next time, keep practicing, keep connecting, and keep showing up as your real, honest self. See you in the next one.